The shock came without warning. Why did Jungkook panic after new clues surfaced about Jin's health crisis in Los Angeles? And what does this reaction reveal about the reality behind the headlines? The moment reports began circulating that Jin's condition had escalated beyond routine fatigue, the atmosphere around BTS shifted from controlled anticipation to visible concern. Exposing a rare crack in the group's usually impenetrable calm. Jungkook's reaction did not appear theatrical or performative. It was immediate, restrained, and unmistakably real, prompting observers to question what information had reached him that the public had not yet fully grasped. In an industry where emotion is often curated, his unease stood out as unfiltered, suggesting that the situation surrounding Jin was more serious than initially assumed. Why would the youngest member, known for composure under pressure, display such urgency unless the circumstances demanded it? Clues began to surface quietly, not through formal statements, but through shifts in schedules, tightened privacy, and subtle behavioral changes that fans quickly noticed. Jin, long regarded as resilient and reliable, had reportedly been operating under sustained physical and mental strain. Los Angeles, a city synonymous with major projects and high-stakes commitments, became the setting where those limits were finally tested. The question that lingered was not whether exhaustion played a role, but how far it had progressed before intervention became unavoidable. Those close to the situation describe a pattern that now seems difficult to ignore: prolonged workloads, compressed timelines, and the cumulative weight of global expectations. Jin's condition, while not publicly detailed, appeared serious enough to necessitate immediate medical attention away from home. This alone raised alarms. Hospitalization abroad is rarely a casual decision, and for Jungkook, the implications were deeply personal. Jin is not merely a teammate. He is a stabilizing presence, a figure of reassurance within the group's internal hierarchy. Jungkook's visible distress may reflect more than concern for Jin's immediate health. It may signal anxiety about uncertainty. How long will recovery take? What risks remain unresolved? And how will this disruption affect the group's carefully balanced dynamic? In high-performance environments, unpredictability is often more frightening than bad news itself. Jungkook's reaction suggests that the answers to these questions were not yet clear, amplifying his sense of alarm. Inside the Los Angeles medical setting, details have been tightly controlled, fueling speculation rather than easing it. Jin is reportedly under close observation, with treatment focused on stabilization and enforced rest. While no definitive prognosis has been shared, the seriousness implied by strict privacy measures has intensified public concern. For fans, the lack of concrete information invites fear. For Jungkook, it likely intensifies a feeling of helplessness, especially when distance limits direct support. The global response has been swift and emotional. But beneath the flood of supportive messages lies a deeper unease. If Jin's health crisis is indeed rooted in overextension, it raises uncomfortable questions about sustainability at the highest level of fame. Jungkook's panic, viewed through this lens, becomes symbolic rather than isolated, a reaction that mirrors collective anxiety about the cost of relentless productivity. There is also a psychological dimension that cannot be ignored. Jungkook has spoken before about pressure, perfection, and the fear of falling short. Witnessing Jin reach a breaking point may have forced a confrontation with his own vulnerabilities. Is this panic purely about Jin, or is it also about recognizing how thin the margin truly is for all of them? The line between dedication and self-erasure can blur quickly, and this incident may have made that reality impossible to dismiss. Los Angeles adds another layer of complexity. Despite world-class facilities, being treated far from familiar systems and loved ones carries emotional weight. Jungkook's inability to remain constantly by Jin's side may have compounded his distress, turning concern into visible agitation. Distance, in moments like these, magnifies fear. As days pass with limited updates, every gesture is scrutinized, every silence interpreted. Jungkook's subdued demeanor, even without words, communicates gravity. It suggests that the clues emerging about Jin's health are not trivial, and that the situation demands patience, restraint, and seriousness rather than speculation-driven excitement. Ultimately, Jungkook's panic functions as a warning signal. It challenges the illusion that strength is infinite and that success shields individuals from human limits. Whether Jin's crisis proves temporary or transformative, the moment has already altered perceptions. It forces fans and industry observers alike to ask harder questions. Are current systems protecting artists or merely sustaining output? Is transparency enough, or does silence sometimes conceal deeper risks? Until Jin's recovery is confirmed, uncertainty will persist. Jungkook's reaction remains etched as evidence of how deeply this moment has cut through layers of professionalism and performance. Behind the global phenomenon stand individuals confronting fragility in real time. And as attention stays fixed on Los Angeles, one truth becomes difficult to ignore. Concern, when genuine, cannot be staged, and panic, when it appears, often tells us more than any official statement ever could. As this narrative continues to unfold, it is worth pausing and asking a question that is often neglected amid emotional reactions and viral headlines. Are we witnessing a genuine crisis? Or are we participating in a carefully amplified media narrative designed to capture attention? The intensity of Jungkook's reaction, Jin's reported hospitalization, and the silence surrounding concrete details invite empathy, but they also demand scrutiny. Emotion alone, however powerful, is not evidence. So where does concern end and speculation begin? Every detail that has fueled public anxiety so far has largely emerged from fragmented signals, social media clips, anonymous commentary, altered schedules, and interpretations of body language. TikTok videos slow down facial expressions, Twitter threads connect unrelated dots, and YouTube thumbnails frame uncertainty as revelation. But does repetition across platforms turn assumption into fact, or does it simply magnify the same unverified claim? At what point does collective belief replace verified truth? Jungkook's visible unease has been treated by many as confirmation that something serious must be happening. But is it possible that we are projecting meaning onto limited information? Can a single reaction, observed without context, be taken as definitive proof of a crisis? Or are we, as an audience, conditioned to read drama into silence because silence itself drives engagement? The modern media ecosystem rewards urgency, not accuracy. Headlines escalate quickly from concern to crisis, from fatigue to collapse, often without new facts in between. This raises an uncomfortable but necessary question. Are we consuming news, or are we consuming emotional speculation packaged as news? When articles frame uncertainty as mystery and absence of information as proof of severity, are they informing the public or exploiting ambiguity? It is also important to recognize how easily narratives become self-reinforcing. Once the idea of a health crisis takes hold, every subsequent detail is interpreted through that lens. A delayed update becomes a sign of danger. Privacy becomes secrecy. Caution becomes confirmation. But could the opposite also be true? Could restraint be responsible management rather than concealment? Could silence indicate medical privacy rather than media manipulation? We must also reflect on our role as viewers and readers. Why do stories like this spread so rapidly? Is it concern for the individual or fascination with vulnerability at the peak of fame? When we share, comment, and speculate, are we supporting the artist or contributing to pressure that may worsen the very situation?